Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Sunday School with me, your host, Sarah, at the Luxton Temple. And I know it's been a little while. I took some time off of Sunday School, and I've been hearing from some of you asking if I am still doing tarot readings and if Sunday School is coming back. And I thank you for checking in. Yes, absolutely. I'm still doing tarot readings, astrology readings, and Reiki healings, and you can book those on my website. Or if you're local, you can come to Bodhi Spa, where I'm reading and healing there. I'm doing sound bowl healings now. And then I'm going to keep up with Sunday School now, that I'm starting again on this fortuitous May Day, a traditional celebration of fertility, of the land, and of people as well. We're just land walking around made up of all the elements of our earth. So also known as Beltane, things like dancing around the maypole go with this holiday. Fire is very important. I have my little bonfire here, my May Day bonfire. And the greater illumination that the time between the spring solstice, spring equinox, and summer solstice brings to us, as we have longer days and things are growing, flowers are blooming, abundance and prosperity are the name of the game. So we're beginning our Sunday School again. How do we bring heaven to earth? So heaven we like to define as love. When you feel love, you're acting from the current of love. You are expanding, you're opening, you're accepting, you're unifying, which creates harmony. When you are acting from the current of fear, that creates constriction, stagnation, division, disunion, discord, and that's really hell. And earth is the plane which we all share, which we are all working on together as conscious beings, co-creating our reality and sharing very real resources. And at this time in the world, more than ever, we need co-creators of the currency of love to balance out all of the fear which exists upon the earth today. So if you're here, you probably already are doing that and working on that. And if you're not, maybe you want to try. The reason we attempt to create heaven on earth as co-creators of our conscious reality, shared experience, is because it feels good. It feels so good. And it brings, it opens the heart, essentially. It brings a sense of belonging, of community, and of purpose. Oftentimes it's difficult to feel purpose in a divided and changing world, which, in our Western world, society has placed numbers, money, finance, a very artificial structure, a matrix of reality, above the human values that enrich us, like culture and community and shared experience, whatnot. So enough of that. Let's get to the reading. So what I like to do is pull a card for a mundane issue, or an issue that could be interpreted as difficult or bad, or could create fear. And then we figure out, what does tarot suggest that we do in this experience to cultivate love, to cultivate heaven upon earth? And then we say, what is the reward? Because when we're working for the greater good, we're accruing positive karma. I mean, unless you're way down in the red, then maybe you're just balancing out. I don't know. It's really depends on where you're at. But either way, you're going to get a gift. from the universe, because that's how it works. So let's take a look at this week. In all likelihood, you will find a use for this experience, this dynamic, this path, this week. Tool. It's really a tool. I'm finding tools for us all to collectively use to bring it, to cultivate heaven upon earth. So starting with one card for the mundane or challenging situation that we might encounter, and another card for how we deal with this, and then another card for what is the gift. Okay, so, okay. I mean, this is stacking up too, which is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And the Wheel of Fortune is heavily tied into karma and our karmic paths. And I feel like that's just a little extra nudge, a little extra message that by, I think I'm marketing the heaven on earth plan, the cultivators, the gardeners of heaven upon earth. It's going to change your karma. It's gonna make your karma better. Okay, everybody get to it. We all want things to flow more in a harmonious, beautiful way. The challenge is Four of Cups reversed, okay? Now, Four of Cups is a card about emotional stagnation. And when it's reversed, it is a card about coming out of a comfort zone. It is a transition. So fours are very balanced. So when you put a four upside down, you're going to be dealing with the imbalance aspect where there's change happening. We're no longer stable when we change the four to its upside down position. So Four of Cups is where we know what to expect in the emotional world, in our heart centers. So that means we have a world built up around us where we can trust basically what we're going to get on a daily basis. So we have friends that we know respect us and love us, and we have probably a secure job. You know, there's always like foundation and security with the fours. And when it's reversed though, what becomes the foundation on this card is the lotus, which is at the top when it's upright. And when you turn the lotus upside down, you basically have a fountain. And the fountain, let's see here. The fountain is really where, I mean, ultimately you're dealing with the earth plane or water overwhelming you. So I feel like what happens here is when you've gone through a period of stagnation emotionally, and then all of a sudden something really beautiful enters your life, which is symbolized by the lotus, and it's calling you to a new center. It's calling you to a center where there's growth, and where there's growth, there's transformation, and there's unknown things. And all flowers, as the lotus, they all need pollination. And so when we come into this state where we no longer can just easily grasp what brings us happiness, okay? So the Four of Cups also, it's called luxury in this card because it's like, I like to drink this makes me happy. I like this person makes me happy. I like to go see movies, that makes me happy. Okay, so it's all very like things we know and that we can grasp and that we can see and define. When you get the lotus coming into your life, connecting to your heart center, that is a heart center that is associated with enlightened divine love, okay? It really kind of can knock you off your game a little bit when you start to feel this kind of love and inspiration that comes from a higher plane, a divine plane. And also what happens when you encounter something that moves you in a way that you've never been moved. Oftentimes this can be a person that you meet. This can be poetry that you find. This can be a book that you read. It can be an experience you have in nature. It can be the sun you watch setting all by yourself. It can be so many different things, but it's something that moves you to your core. And it makes all the other things that you loved, you see them through a new lens, and you see that you are accessing a base level of happiness that really goes with contentment and is kind of, well, a luxury. Luxury is indulgence. It's not necessarily required. Now, when you start to feel the lotus love, the lotus current of emotional beauty and emotional experience, it's really hard to go back to the old indulgences and enjoy them the way that you did. So, you know, you have one of two things you can do when you experience this kind of powerful current of love. Well, you can close off immediately and say, I'm not ready to bloom. No, thank you. I'm just going to go back to my beloved shopping or my wine or my best friend that I know so well already, even though we stopped having things in common a long time ago. It's an urgency calling you to change, calling you to answer the voice of your heart is really what it comes down to. So again, there can be a fear reaction to this. I want what I know, what I see, what's tangible to me, what brings me comfort, which can also be mistaken for feelings of love and well-being, comfort, which can quickly turn to stagnation. So the advice as far as how to bring heaven to earth when you encounter this lotus of love current in your life on the earth plane is the Four of Pentacles reversed. Now the Pentacle is the earth. You have two fours here. So fours are so balanced and so structured and so organized, and we all work so hard to get to fours because we want security. But the thing about the four is the four so easily transitions from a feeling of security and stability to dire stagnation where nothing is growing. So when you get the four reversed, you have power, okay? And that's what our foundations do. Our known world, our familiar landscape, our daily routines, our house that we've earned, our car, our certain group of friends, they all provide us with a sense of stability, okay? But the thing with stability is you can see here that it can also become like a barricade, okay? It can become like a bunker that you live in. And inside of a bunker is darkness. And the lotus of love cannot flourish, cannot grow in darkness. Now the lotus does begin in darkness. It begins in the bottom of the water, the pond, the swamp, in the mud, okay? And the deepest lack of clarity that you can find. But it goes up towards the sun. It reaches up towards the sun, out of the security, out of the earth, out of the foundation, where it meets heaven. So we're really getting a very real, a beautiful picture of heaven on earth. So the earth aspect of you, that it's a seed that wants to stay down in the mud and be safe and secure, reaching up out of your known structure to go to the current that opens your heart. What is the gift of this? The Queen of Discs. Now, this Queen of Discs is very special. She is an earth queen, okay? She is very grounded in the earth energies, but she's also holding the disc that contains the flower of life design. And the flower of life is all creative potentiality, and it really is the infinite seed of creation. So you become a queen guardian of the earth, holding the infinite seed of divine creation within the earth plane. How beautiful is that? Congratulations. I hope that you get to put this to use this week. I love you guys and have a wonderful week. I will see you all next week.